Things are looking pretty nice in the garden, so I thought I would do a little documentation about what it looks like. So it is about the third week of March, and let's just walk through what's growing. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. This is an American beautyberry. I pruned everything back on Valentine's Day, or around Valentine's Day, and so this is the growth since then. I've got a volunteer sunflower, so I'm just going to let that do its thing. And I did pick up a couple Texas Gold Columbine that I'm going to try here. It wants morning sun and afternoon shade, so that one is in the right spot, and I'm not sure about the other one. This is Gulf Coast penstemon, and it is very happy in this spot at the base of a crepe myrtle. And so I love that it is blooming so early in the year. Got a rose that I put in the fall. So it rooted in over the winter, and now it's just blooming like crazy and shooting up a large cane. These are violas left over from winter. So I'll probably will pull these out and replace it with maybe some other annual. And then this is blue mist flower that I have going around the perimeter here. And again, I put it in the fall, it overwintered, and it's coming back quite happy. So this is a nice little section here. And here's a view from the other side. So again, the blue mist flower, the Gulf Coast penstemon. I did put in some Yopon shrubs just because I needed some evergreen here. I've got the columbine here as well, so I'll try that. And then I believe all of this greenery is obedient plant. And then I have a volunteer snapdragon from last year. My loropetalum experiment I don't think is going to pan out. It's not a native anyway, so it was a bit of a stretch. But it's just too wet for loropetalum. It's not going to thrive. I do have a rough leaf dogwood here, and it's doing okay. So we'll see how that goes. And then I've got some old viburnum that keeps freezing but keeps coming back, so I'm just going to leave it alone. Okay, so starting from the right side of the bed and going across. So this is a vitex that we keep pruned into tree form, so it's nice and open in the middle, and lets other stuff kind of grow in. We've got loripe that is coming back, so it's shooting up new growth right there. And then we've got a red yucca that's doing okay. Got a button bush back here, and it looks alive. It's showing green wood. It just hasn't done anything. It's got little tiny buds on it, but maybe I just have to be patient with this. And I did put in some wood fern back here in the corner. All right, we've got a rose bush. And again, I pruned that around Valentine's Day. The Carolina jessamine already bloomed. So that bloomed in, gosh, I think it started blooming in December and was done by, say, the middle of February or so. It's Eureka Gold Yopon, dwarf Yopon, another columbine I'm going to try here, another failed loropetalum experiment. I'm not brokenhearted about this. It was just an attempt to try to get a little bit of color, foliage color. When I was weeding, I did find a whole bunch of pony's foot. So I'm just going to let this be and see how it does. This is one of the Pride of Houston Yopon, so this should go up to the fence and a little bit beyond and just give us a bit of a screen. There is a bee on there because it's flowering, so he's happy. All right, deer grass is looking pretty good. So these will actually get quite large and probably take up this whole front area. The redbud has already bloomed and has shed its blooms and is now leafing out. We've got swamp sunflower back here that self-seeds really easily. So the couple plants, I think this was 2 plants last year. And so it self-seeded all of this I'm just going to let it go because it's really pretty. Another gold Yopon, some more Gulf Coast penstemon. This is really pretty stuff. And it blooms very early. This, I think, is obedient plant as well. And then the blue-eyed grass. So this is so, so pretty. I wasn't sure this was going to make it, but it has come back like gangbusters. So it's just really beautiful. And it blooms early, so that's quite nice. Another stand of swamp sunflower, and then we've got some giant milkweed growing right here in the middle of it. So these didn't do anything last year. We'll see what they do this year. More beautyberry that's been pruned and is popping back. Another Pride of Houston Yopon. So again, the idea is just to screen the fence a little bit. Yucca, Yopons. I did put some more wood fern back here. And then I think, so this volunteered. And I think this is Texas prairie parsley. I don't know. I'm going to let it bloom and see what it does. This one over here does have a flower stalk that's trying to do something. So I'll see what happens. All right, I've got a very happy yucca. More Yopon. This is a vitex, so I've got a vitex on each end that we're pruning into tree form. But this one, we keep pruned into a shrub form and just use it as an understory under this live oak. So we just want it to fill in right here, and it gets enough sun to get a little bit of color and just keeps tamed. More swamp sunflower. So really everywhere that I've put this, even a single plant, has seeded really easily, and I really don't mind because it fills in the space and it's quite nice. A little bit more pony's foot. Again, I'm just going to leave it alone and encourage the ground cover. Turk's cap. So I've got Turk's cap here and there, and I did go buy some more blue-eyed grass just to put a trio over here to try to match the trio over there. Put in a little bit of symmetry. Another dead loropetalum. Oh well. Swamp sunflower yet again, and Gulf Coast penstemon again. So should be balanced on either side. Turk's cap. This is another beautyberry. This one got really big last year. We had to trim it in the middle of the season just to keep it tamed. Another Pride of Houston Yopon, some more deer grass, and that's Louisiana iris back there. Let's see. And then here's our other vitex we have pruned into tree form. And then two pretty mature roses that I cut back. And I cut them back hard. I usually cut them back about 12 to 18 inches or so. Let's see, we did put in a couple more Carolina jessamine. Again, I'm just trying to balance out the sides. So I just want this to kind of grow up and over the fence. So it should cover it. By next year, it'll look like the other side. And then our other columbine. So yeah, that's what everything's looking like. The white oak is looking good. The trees are all looking good. The crepe myrtle's leafing out. So it's exciting to see everything leafing out, and everything looks really healthy.